only in yoga have I ever heard somebody talk about the mind-body connection. That's what somebody said to me when I was speaking to him about this, and I realized, I think you're probably right. Where had I ever heard it before I started to investigate it and draw it into my life? And even now that I am aware of the mind-body connection and I add in the extra element of the spirit, when I bring all that together, it's still not mainstream. It's still something that people look at you kind of funny and wonder what you're talking about. How about you when you think about that? The mind-body connection, what it is, how does it work for you, and how can you live your best life by being aware of it? The beautiful thing is our body, you think about all of your body, the mechanics of it, how it can work without you having to do or say anything, the power that is already inside of your body and your true essence, your inner authority, your wisdom. How that comes to play comes from within your body, not just in your mind, your thoughts. Here's what science teaches us. Most of our thoughts, like 80% of our thoughts, are negative. And most of those are played on repeat. So when I became a certified life coach, I was all in on that. It made so much sense that we would take control of our mind, that we would learn how to process and control our own thoughts. Because if we could work with our thinking, we could do more things. We could create more. We could be more, because we wouldn't let all that negative run our lives. But I started to still feel like there was something missing. And that's when I discovered more about the mind-body connection and what that did, because sometimes you can get caught in the spiral of just keep coaching your thoughts, just keep working on those thoughts. Or some people say, just set your intention, just keep doing that. And it just was never enough, because you can get trapped up here. But if you start to listen to your essence and listen to your inner authority, your body can teach you so much. Consider the ability for your body to think even without your mind. And recently this just happened to me because my son and I were walking down the street, no sidewalks, so we have to get over onto the edge of the street when there's a car coming. We had done such a thing. We let that truck pass. We start to move back out, and some part of my body just went like this and turned around behind me to look. And immediately my body reacted and pulled my kid towards me, because there was a car coming behind us. And we had not heard it. We had not been thinking about that car because we were focused our attention on the car that we saw coming towards us. And my body just reacted. My body sensed before my mind did. My body reacted to pull before I even knew what was happening. And in that moment, then my body is also racing. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, and my son was like, did you even hear that car? Did you know that car was coming? He went to the mind. I was like, no, I didn't. But my body, it just responded. It just reacted. I'm glad we're safe. And we moved on from there. But it got me to thinking, how many times does our body know? How does it sense things? And I keep saying body, but I want you to even adapt and start taking on this word, your essence, your inner authority. How many times does it know more than you? You being your mind. And we're trying to work up here. Now, if that is where you're at, I want to acknowledge that. I want to praise you for that and give you kudos, because this was my first step too. And that's far beyond what most people are doing, because most people are just letting their thoughts take over. They're just running them on rinse and repeat. They don't even stop to think, what is it that I'm actually thinking? So you're already one step above most people. But if you want to take it to the next level, if you want to be in alignment with how you were created, tapping into your inner strengths, your power and ability, that is where understanding what's going on inside of your body, the power centers inside of you, the energy that you already have available to you, when you can release this, that's where a bigger shift can come. And that's where you can ignite your life in a much grander way, much more powerful way, because you're tapped into your authority. How do we do that? We do that through the process of understanding human design. Human design serves as your blueprint to start to understand yourself. And when I first got my human design chart and I started to read through and process this, I was like, what? Really? How does this know me so well? Or I'd sit back and go, oh, I do that. Why? Now I get it. This is something that's a superpower for me. Now I understand, and I can stop trying to compare myself to people all the time and trying to be like somebody else, and I can do it in my own way, in my own authority. And as a side note, that's one of my vulnerabilities that I learned from reading my human design chart, is that I have that sometimes where when I'm around other people who I deem as an authority, I start to want to be like them. So even that was so helpful to be aware of it, to be able to learn it, to be able to process that for myself. So imagine what can happen with you. This all begins by you wanting this. You're taking control of wanting this to make this change. Change doesn't happen naturally like this. This is not something we just roll into. Just like I became a yogi and I started practicing yoga, I have to consciously make that choice for myself. And I get up at 5 a.m. to go to a 6 a.m. yoga class because I want to start my day this way. And just so I can ground myself, so I can open my mind to thinking and possibility, because I'm putting my body in a place where it's able to open up. I'd rather start my day where my body is performing in this way rather than rolling out of bed and like, oh, and dragging right from the start, going to a place of scarcity and negativity like I used to. This has changed a lot for me. And there's so much. So I'm not saying it's yoga. I'm saying it's the mind-body connection. And I'm saying it's the ability for you to understand how you're hardwired, how you're made, and what is capable for you. You have so much potential. I guarantee it. You have so much potential that you have not even fully tapped into, that you're not even aware of, and you're not even standing in that power yet. But it's there and it's available to you. You may have had these moments where things come up and you're like, who was that? Wow, what did I just say? How did I just do that? That was pretty awesome. But maybe through life's conditioning, maybe through circumstances and family and education, work situations, you've been like conditioned to put that away, bottle that back up, not to tap into that. There's been something that has stopped you and halted you from listening to that part of yourself, to tapping into that power source. But if you can learn how to ignite that and bring that forward, to use your energy, you're going to work in a much more miraculous way. And here's how I mean when I say work. I don't mean like showing up to your work. I mean you as a human being. How are you functioning? We have so much energy each and every day. And there are days that you might go to bed and you're like, I'm exhausted. But then you lay down and you're like, but all these ideas and all this stuff, and I can't fall asleep. Why is that? Human design reveals to us why that is and what changes you can start to make so that you know why that's happening to you. That happens to certain types of people, and there's a reason for that. Or how about when you're going through life and something is like your job, for example, it's just sucking the energy out of you, and you go and you leave the day and you just feel like there's nothing left. I want to try and start a side project. I want to be trying to do something else, but I just have no energy left. Why is that? What is happening during that day that is causing you to suck out all your energy? You can learn that by discovering more about you, how you are hardwired, how you need to perform in your optimal best. Far too often, we're putting ourselves in situations and circumstances, in relationships, environments that are just sucking out our energy, where we are performing in a way that's not best suited for us. I'll give you this idea. I'm a very creative person, and I have a lot of strengths that lie into my intuition and my imagination, just my ability to process and strategize and come up with ideas. That's one of my skill sets. And that is a unique power that I can stand into. And I can be in strategy sessions. I can be brainstorming for fun. I can go through this and it lights me up. It ignites me. And I leave those sessions going, I want more. What else? Give me another problem. Throw them at me. I got it. Bring it to me. I can keep coming up with the answers. But if you asked me to go input numbers into a system and work on something with numbers and databases and charts, I would be like, oh, no way. Or something tedious. That's not me. I'm not designed to work in the minute details of it. I'm designed to see the big picture, to come up with the strategies, to come up with that and pass it on. But far too often I've stayed in this zone. and then I feel tapped. And when I have those moments where I had the opportunity to step out here and start to use and exercise that strength, I was like, oh, that was so much fun. Can we do it again? And I had to learn that that was a part of who I am best when I'm performing at my optimal best. That is a unique superpower that I need to tap into. Now I get to do that on a regular basis, and I enjoy my work. I enjoy what I get to do because I'm using myself in the best way I'm designed to be used. This is phenomenal. And so what I encourage you to do is go through and understand how you are actually hardwired. What are your natural strengths and abilities? What are you lacking paying attention to? And thus you are draining your energy on a regular basis. You are tapping yourself out far sooner than you ever need to because you are not exercising and standing in your power, your energy centers that work best for you. You are hardwired a certain way. And when you learn how to use that, you're going to have better results. You're going to feel better. You're going to ignite yourself in a way you never have before. And that's where your authority comes up. It is the mind body. And it's so much more than you're ever going to realize until you start to tap into it. I encourage you to join me. I have a 2-day workshop that I put on in which we go through and we discover what is your human design chart. How do you understand that? How do you actually apply it? What are your unique needs that you need to listen to bring forth? Where do your strengths lie? How are you able to utilize this in your life and in your work to achieve, to be, to have the results that you've been seeking, but you haven't felt aligned to? There's so much that comes out of this, and it's that mind-body connection. We're going to talk even about the specifics of how mind and body work for you, bringing it all together. And in this 2-day workshop, we keep everything highly interactive. So I'm not just talking at you. I'm not just sharing information, but I apply it in short sessions, and then you take that information and go into small groups and break it down and discuss. And I love that because so many times people hear it from a different viewpoint, a different angle than you have. And then you get private time to then say, okay, I've heard it from the lesson. I've heard it and talked about it through the group. Now, how do I want to actually apply this for myself? What does my own inner wisdom say to me? And how do I want to utilize this? So that you come out of this with a strategy for yourself. You come out of this workshop with an action plan in place. It is so phenomenal. I don't know anything else that's set up like this. And we're not going into it like I'm the guru, like I have all the answers. You know who has those? You have those for yourself. I'm just helping you to unlock them. I'm helping you to get to a point where you can listen to that inner authority and tap into that so that you can create the answers. You're going to know the best strategy. I'm just going to help be the facilitator of getting you there. And that's a big part of what we do in these 2 days. I want you to be all in. I want you to have the confidence that you're making the right decision for you. And since you're yet to fully understand how to tap into that inner authority, I want you to have the peace of mind that by you saying yes right now, if that's the nudge you're feeling, is to say, yes, I want this. I'm interested in this. I want to go all in. Do it with confidence, knowing that if for some reason you change your mind and you decide you're not all in on this, you want out, just let me know by the end of the first day and I will entirely give you all your money back. And you get to just enjoy the benefits of what you learned in that first day. But I will give you your money back at the end of that if for some reason you're not in on continuing to the next step. That second day is going to be so powerful and impactful, and I want to get you there, but only if you're ready for it. So stand in confidence, knowing this decision comes with that guarantee. And we will move forward with taking action and discovering who you are, how you can unlock that, and how you can tap into your fullest potential. I will talk to you soon.